What's up, world? This is your guy, Guitar K, and today we're going to be talking about the gift of desperation. Okay. So I know what y'all thinking. The gift of desperation? What's so good about desperation? Isn't a gift usually something good? A gift is usually something that I'm looking forward to. Who looking forward to desperation? Desperation usually means something bad happened. Desperation usually means, something's lacking, that I need something. I'm hurting. I'm in pain. Well, I'm glad you asked. Look, man. The gift of desperation will push you to do something you never did before. It'll break you out of your said comfort zone. It'll make you be better. We're going to have to go to the Bible. And we're going to go to Romans 8:28. Check this out, man. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. So look what I'm saying, man. You can use that desperation to push you to great heights. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, the old people that I know, they would say, most people ain't going to do nothing until they get that fire up under their ass. Now, that's what I'm talking about, man. That desperation can be that fire. Look. You ever heard the term, when the pain gets great enough, you will move and do something different. You will ask for help. That's what I'm talking about, man. That desperation can change your life for the better a lot of times. Hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying. Look. The pain and misery and the loss and the rejection, the tough love, that's what made me finally start to want to live different and do right. I'm grateful for that pain. I'm grateful for that desperation. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. See, I would still be out there ripping and running, getting high, chasing greed, chasing lust. But when I got to that point of desperation, I wanted to do something different. Look, when you're desperate, you fight harder. You run faster. You find strength that you didn't even know that you had. Desperation changes you, man. Look. When you get desperate, you turn your life around because you don't want to go back to that said desperation. You don't want to feel that way no more. Look here, man. If you could grab that desperation, bottle it, put a cap on it, keep it in your hip pocket. I'm telling you, it puts fire up under you. Like I said earlier, it's like wind at your back. It's like gas in your tank. It's like money in the bank, and it drives you and it pushes you. Because look, when you've been living in that fire for so long, it forges you into something that just words and just being taught and talked to can't teach you. I'm talking about personal experience. Your own personal desperation can make you something that nothing else from the outside of you can't create. Look. When you forge in that fire, the struggle makes you. That's why you hear so many rappers and different people talking about they came from the struggle. Because they recognize the blessing that the struggle can give you. That struggle can make you something that nothing else can make you but the struggle. You become something that nothing else but the desperation can make you. That's why I'm saying it's a gift. Like I said, like the scripture said, not me. Forgive me, Lord. Like the scripture said, God will use all things for good. So you can use that desperation. You can use your story. Your testimony becomes something that, of course, it ain't nobody else's story. It ain't nobody else's testimony. It's yours. You hold on to that thing. Let it be your fire. Let it be your fuel, man. Look. Your life takes on a new meaning. Like I said, it's a gift. You become a gift. People gravitate towards that because it's something real. It's something authentic. It's something that can't be just made up. Like I said, it becomes just more than words. That thing is heartfelt because it's real. The desperation, that's something that's real, man. That struggle, that's something real. That's a real gift. That ain't like some gift that you just go buy at the store. We ain't putting no price tag on it. It's priceless, man. The gift of desperation is priceless. It makes you change your life. And at the end of the day, we can be desperate for the wrong thing sometimes. And 9 times out of 10, that's the type of thing in the behavior that gave us the real gift of desperation I'm talking about now, to do something right. I'm talking about the gift of desperation that sets you on the path to start being productive. I ain't talking about when you're out here being desperate to do unproductive things. You know, you desperate for money. You desperate for girls and material gain and all of that. So when you're thinking like that, that's the type of path that's going to one day set you on the right path to be desperate for wisdom, be desperate for understanding, to be desperate to live a just and righteous life. Look, man, when you're desperate to live righteous, you become unstoppable. You become a force. You know that scripture that say that no weapon that's formed against me shall prosper. That's what happened when you're living in the type of desperation I'm talking about. You desperate to win against all odds. You desperate to follow in God's will. And when you're desperate to live like that, man, I'm telling you, you become a priceless and valuable gift in this world. You irreplaceable. You remember that Beyonce song when she said that don't you never get to thinking that you're irreplaceable? Look, man, when you living in God's will and when you living righteously and you practicing those fruits of the spirit, you practicing spiritual principles, let me tell you something, brother or sister, you are irreplaceable. Look, man, look, it ain't nothing like it. The gift of desperation will push you to be better than you ever was before. Use it. Never lose it. Look back on your struggle. That's why people that came from hard times and they make it to great heights, they always say, I wouldn't change anything. It's the struggle that made me. It's the journey that made me. It's not the blessings. It's the struggle. And at the end of the day, you always got to remember, man, don't let that struggle knock you off your path. The struggle will make you better at the end of the day. You look at it like it might be the worst time in your life. But at the end of the day, it's making you into something better. Don't look at it as though, I'm going through such a hard time. It's never going to end. Grandma used to tell me, in life, you either heading into a storm, in the middle of a storm, or you coming out of one. But at the end of the day, it ain't about the storm. It's about how you navigating it. It's about how you perceiving it, your perception, the way you look at things. Life ain't about what happened to you. It's about how you react to it. And when you use that desperation as the right kind of fuel and the right kind of fire to push you to the great heights that I'm talking about, man, I'm telling you, nothing's going to be able to stop you. Always walk with God. Always walk in righteousness. Look, man, don't look at that pain and all that misery as such a bad thing, because it makes you as something that can never be stopped, something that can never be turned back in the other direction. Keep that desperation at your back and you will become unstoppable. Desperation is a gift, the gift of desperation. Don't become ungrateful. Stay grateful. Because a lot of times when people do have that desperation in the beginning, they so thankful for the help they're getting. They so grateful that finally somebody giving them a hand. But they tend to forget how desperate that they was in the beginning. Then they start getting all ungrateful. They start whining and complaining and being like, this ain't this and this ain't that. Don't be that way, man, because that's the type of thinking that will put you back on the other side of that desperation, and you're going to have to go through it again. Look, man, keep the gift of desperation at all times. This is your guy, Guitar K. Be more